The Star Wars franchise, or the Star Wars brand if you will, is looking brighter and brighter each month that we go through this year of 2020, as both Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to reform Star Wars as we know it when it comes to their new Star Wars TV shows and their movies and everything else that's going to be interconnected of this new Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that, of course, Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are really trying to work at their best here in order to really regain many of the lost fans from the sequel trilogy era. There's no denying the fact that Rian Johnson really derailed the franchise, and of course, this kind of also happened on a much smaller scale, I must add, with The Rise of Skywalker by J.J. Abrams. But it wasn't essentially J.J. Abrams' fault. We can always look at Kathleen Kennedy here, because she was the one responsible to initiate all of these reshoots and these rewrites where many different sequences were taken out of The Rise of Skywalker, and of course, new ones were put in that were more for Kathleen Kennedy's agenda. So, speaking about Kathleen Kennedy's agenda, this points us over to one project that's actually currently in active development, and that is, of course, the Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that's going to arrive sometime in 2022 or 2023. Those are the 2 years that they are now aiming for of when this new series is going to drop. So, moving on beyond all of this, we do know that, of course, Kathleen Kennedy is very incompetent at Lucasfilm still. Thankfully, she no longer has creative control, and this is the only TV show that she's working on. Now, currently Disney and Lucasfilm are focusing on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as what they are calling the new Star Wars universe, that will be modeled after the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of the key projects that Kathleen Kennedy is working on is the Leslye Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus. Now, it's noted that Kathleen Kennedy is still in the talks with actress Brie Larson to portray a major role in the new TV show that they aim to drop on Disney Plus sometime in 2022 or 23 that will serve as a tool to create new fans and a TV show that will not be geared toward traditional Star Wars fans. Not just that, but also behind the scenes, actress Brie Larson is said to be very angry and livid with the Star Wars community for being very toxic toward the new TV series that is currently in the early development phase. And let me just say one thing about, Brie Larson here, is that we've seen a prime example of this, of how she acts toward the fans, when of course a lot of fans weren't really expressing enthusiasm for Captain Marvel. And it wasn't just because she was a woman or a lead woman role in the film. It was because of how Larson actually brought the character into the actual story, and how she actually was saying specific things in specific interviews about Captain Marvel as a film, and of course the Marvel fans and other fans in general. Now, of course, and how that backlash from the fans of developing an all-female-led Star Wars TV series that's going to be full of identity politics and personal agendas actually offended Brie Larson, and how the fans did not accept this, and even Leslye Headland, as they are actually beginning to work on this new series this July, when they actually begin to write the scripts for the new show. So I don't know if you guys were really in the loop here, but the writing of the scripts of the show were delayed all the way from June until July. I mean, it's not that big of a delay, but it really does push production quite a big step, and it could very well have had an effect on their quote-unquote planned release date, either in 22 or 23 for this new TV series. And let me just say one thing here, about Kathleen Kennedy, is that I'm not overly worried about her wrecking the Star Wars universe entirely. I'm only afraid, per se, of exactly what new fans are going to be created out of this TV show that's going to create a divide further within the Star Wars fandom, right? That's what Kathleen Kennedy wants to do. She's using the show not as a way to make and satisfy the current fans. She wants to actually make this show as a show that's going to attract just regular streamers on Disney Plus. Like, let's say, for example, if you're just an average, person that's watching movies or TV shows on that streaming service, and you so happen to come across this Leslye Headland Star Wars TV show, you check it out, you get into it, and you're used to what it is. She wants to create her own set of fans. Now, the show is best described to have a plan by Kennedy to actually change core elements developed by creator George Lucas in order to not make the current fans happy, but to create new fans from random Disney Plus streamers who first come across the Star Wars brand in order to create a new group of Star Wars fans. This is essentially, Kennedy's plan in order to have an audience that will accept the new series for what it is without a backlash. Headland and Larson is best described to view the fans as toxic and very offensive when it comes to their ideas for an all-female-led Star Wars TV series. And let me just make one thing clear. I'm all for, an all-female-led project as long as the story serves it, right? If you're just doing it for the heck of doing it, that's where I have a problem, because that's where it interferes with the story. So, like I said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.